Hey friends, finally another video, and unfortunately it's a haul. Oh my god. Okay, and I'll probably talk about some projects and stuff at the end. I don't know, it's kind of sad when you think about it. Nobody clicks on the actual art videos. They just want to hear about the crap you've bought and collected. So I thought maybe I'll marry these two videos together, so if anyone sticks around after that, then they can see projects, I guess, until people start subscribing to see actual content. I don't consider shopping to be content, but whatever. Anyway, the no-buy has ended finally. What day is it? I don't even know what day it is right now. March 12th? March 12th? Saturday? I don't know. Anyway, I'm all mixed up. My birthday's coming up. I can't wait because that's when the real fun's going to begin for the art supplies. But this week, like I talked about in my other videos, I changed jobs. I'm a nurse now, finally, and I didn't make a nurse paycheck this week, so, you know, I didn't really go crazy. And this stuff I bought kind of at the beginning of the month, leading up to this point. I didn't get everything all at one time, and whatever, anyway. I didn't get a check big enough to get everything I really want to get, so we'll see what happens at the next check, which will be later this month, but who knows, maybe I'll change my mind. I usually do about 100 times. So, first up is the boring stuff. I bought paper, because God knows I needed more paper, but honestly, I've been working on this comic project, which I'll show a little later on. And, you know, I used to use Bristol board exclusively to draw comic pages or cardstock or something of a really heavy weight, but I kind of found out that this 28-pound printer paper works just fine. It lets me erase without crumpling the paper up, and if I mess up, no big deal. I didn't spend $10 on a pad of paper, so it doesn't really matter. But, so this is just the Walmart brand. It's that Pen Gear. It's 300 sheets. I got 2 packs of this, and I'm already halfway through 1 pack with the pages that I've drawn, so pretty exciting. It's been pretty productive, even though I haven't had a video pop up there yet. I've been trying to record one, but I'm telling you, as soon as I get a decent camera, it's gonna be a lot easier to make these videos of my process, because right now it's like no matter what I do, I just can't, the camera's not in the right angle, or there's a shadow from the light fixture, or something's wrong. I tried to record from the computer with a separate webcam that I've had that's a little bit older, but it was so blurry I couldn't even see anything, and then the audio wouldn't sync up. It's all that stuff. Using too many extra devices is way outside my technical skill level, so that it just doesn't work for me right now. I mean, if I could find someone else to set up all the equipment and I can just go in there and just do the recording, that'd be ideal, actually, because I don't have the time to sit here and learn all this stuff. That's the problem too, is there's a learning curve for me to use this equipment. I never really got into videos, so I don't know what the heck I'm doing. So thanks to everyone who's been putting up with this terrible film quality, but it's honestly the best I can do right now with the time that I have, if I still want to be able to make things and work, obviously. But I got that paper. I got 2 packs of that. I think actually the paper was kind of expensive for being what it was. It was printer paper, but I think they were $8 or $9 a pack, which is crazy to me. I never would spend more than $4 or $5, but since I wanted the heavier weight, it costed a little bit more. But the HP brand of that same type was about $5 or $6 more than that, so I stuck with the Walmart brand. I don't even think it's acid free, but at this point everything's going to be scanned into the computer, so I don't even care. And some of these are going to be more stationary office type items and not specifically just art related, but I thought I'd share them anyway because it's part of my workflow. I got these 2 multi-pocket folders. I just happened to find these when I was getting something, scrubs or something, from one of the shops, and they were just discounted multi-pocket folders. I love these, and I had one through college that I really loved, but it fell apart, and the spiral came out, and it was all bent up, and I couldn't get the thing back together, so I ended up tossing it. I hate throwing things away, but I just couldn't get it to work anymore, and then a lot of these pockets had ripped out, so I like to have these, because I usually break my project down into multiple sections, especially with the comic. I have the script, the rough draft, the panels, the little covers and splash page type deals, and so I like to have these for that. So I got 2 of them, and they were probably $5. I don't even know, honestly. I'll tell you what, once the Nobody ended, I was kind of like, nah, I don't care, I'm going to buy whatever I want. I didn't, but some stuff I wasn't really that picky about the prices on. Let me do the other stationery item just so I can get that out of the way. Kind of boring, but my favorite thing is getting discount planners at Michael's. So the Happy Planners are all on sale again. This was $12. It's clearance. It's because they're still part of, or actually, this one's not as old as I thought it was. Never mind. Just kidding. It's a 2022 planner, but I think because it's already March and this had already started in January, it was marked down. But I don't really care the reason. I just wanted something to have to plan my project in. And as you can see, I've already started using it. I got a schedule all through March, April, and then May. I have a schedule planned out, but I haven't put it in here yet. So this is exciting to me. I'm a planner girl. I don't really share that on this channel that much, but I have many planners, and I have one for my everyday life, but it's a lot smaller in size, and to put my project information and all of my work information in it right now, it was just too full, and I usually do my budget and bills in my planner also, so I couldn't cram all of that into the space that I was writing in, so I just got one planner designated to art projects and my comic that I'm working on, and I have a launch date planned out for June, so I've got a lot of things filled in on here of things that I want to do, and I just started doing goals along the sidebar and everything like that. And since these other months are old and I can't really use them for this year, I've just been using them to write whatever I want in, but I have update schedules for other popular things, and then I haven't put too much in there just yet, but I'm just still going to use the pages. I'll just put other crap in there that like reference information or things that I still want to do, but I don't really have dates for. I want to get my money's worth, believe you me, but I thought this was cute, so, and it's bigger. And you got the note section in the back. I'm such a sucker for these grids and dot grid papers. I don't know why. I love it so much. But I also like this vertical layout. So I thought I'd do my breakdown day by day for certain tasks I need to do related to what my major goal is for that day. But we'll see. I always plan on using these other boxes and things for what they're for. But usually I just end up writing anything in there. Or I was thinking also when I fill up that neon notebook, it's almost done. I think maybe I have 20 pages left in there with all the things I've been working on. I'll probably just start writing ideas into this book so then it's all lumped together with this year. I try to keep it chronological if I can as far as how I'm making things. So kind of along the same lines with that, stationery type items. We have some highlighters and some Crayola, just regular thin felt tip markers. Nothing special. Everybody's seen these before. They're just the plain ones, not the super tips. But I really like this thin nib. These are expensive now. I couldn't believe it. They're 20 in a pack, and it was like $6 at Walmart. I couldn't believe... everything's more expensive now, but just something as dumb as that, a kid's art supply. 20 little cheap markers that aren't even going to last that long are $5 and $6. I was just mad about that. But anyway, I still bought them. And I have these highlighters, just thick highlighters. You got the regular ones and you got the pastel ones. I love highlighters, and I didn't open them yet. I planned on using them right away, but right around the same time, it was a little bit after, I don't even remember exactly the day, but somebody had given me some new highlighters at work just as a little present for graduation, so I ended up opening up those ones. I didn't need to have 20 highlighters open at one time, and they're little, so I thought I'll use these up first, and then I'll move on to this pack. I use these at work all the time too, so it's kind of like a dual purpose item for me. I take the less desirable colors to work to use on my report sheets, and then the ones I really like I save for my own personal use, but that's more of a stationary type item. These I've been using to actually draw with, not these specifically yet because obviously I didn't open them, but when I was doing my rough drafts, I did about 40 or 50 pages of rough drafts in markers, and I've been using these ones I had from Hobby Lobby forever ago. I had originally planned to use these in just laid back illustrations, but I don't like them, so I just want to use them up and get them out of here. And I had given half of the colors to my nephews and my niece to color with because I didn't like all the colors. If they give you those crazy neon light colors that you can't see on the paper, it doesn't do me any good. So I kept the darker tones, and I've already used up about 3 or 4 of them, and I don't think I have too many left to go. There's these, but they have a felt tip end, but it's just too narrow of a line, and I just don't care for how they write, so I mostly wanted them for that felt tip end, but I didn't care for them. But I've ended up using this marker end to do these rough drafts, and that's been working out very well. And then as I complete the panels, I just highlight the panels that I've done for my project. And this is old printer paper that I had gotten years ago, but it's so thin, you can see right through it, and as soon as you erase, it just kind of balls up the paper, so I've been using it just to get it out of my collection. But I have my first chapter all thumbnailed out on this side, and then my second chapter I was using the reverse sides of those papers to do my second set of thumbnails. So it's just a big mess right now, but this process has been working out pretty well. And then as I burn through these markers, I have a box for TerraCycle, that's like that recycle company you can send your old markers and pens and pencils and things to. I have a box going to collect for them, so I'm excited to finally use up some of these things that maybe I don't like as much, and I can put them in that recycle box. Once I fill the box up, I'll ship it out, but that's been my project lately. But once I run out of these, I don't have too many left, as you can see here. I'll be moving on to these, so my hoarder self just can't resist stockpiling items. But and actually, I've been drawing in my sketchbook with these too lately, so it's been kind of fun. I don't know. It's something about using them. It's like between a pencil and a pen for me. I love using pen to draw, but I also love using marker. You can shade stuff in, and I don't know. I just like to try new things with working in my book and just trying to be more laid back and just capture a motion or an action instead of sitting here trying to plan out a full piece, because it's so easy to get caught up trying to build skeletons for all these figures and to try to put in too much detail, when really I just need to capture a gesture or a moment, and I don't have time to erase and go back and reformat when I'm using a marker or a pen. So it's been really helpful for me art-wise. But that's what I've been using those for, and I kind of talked about that in my last video, which nobody really watched, but big surprise. It's because there wasn't any shopping involved. I've discovered the ticket. You got to put shopping or some kind of consumerism in every video, or people don't care. I don't know. Am I the only one that goes around watching people's actual content? I don't know. It's depressing. I've been watching a lot of videos about people doing speed paints and stuff, and they hardly have any views. But let somebody put some drama or some shopping, and bam, they just explode. On my channel, my most watched video is my freaking colored pencil collection. I mean, I don't know. And it's the second version of it. It's not even the first original one. That's the thing that really gets me. I was like, I just made this video, and it's not even great. People just want to see you hoarding stuff. Well, here you go. Here's me hoarding stuff. But I'm actually using it this time, so I guess the joke's on them. But I got, actually, along those same lines, felt tip pens. This is more so with the planner. I'm always on the quest for the perfect felt tip pen, just for writing. I love writing with them. You can draw with them, but these are a little too thin. They're thinner than I like to draw with when I'm using a marker. It's strange to me. When I draw with a pencil, I like a thinner tip, or I like it to be really sharp, or I don't know, I'm constantly sharpening, or I'm using mechanical pencil to do fine details. But when I draw with markers or pens, I want the biggest, boldest line I can get without obstructing the image. So I don't like to draw with something like these, but I do like to write with them. And just a regular old felt tip pen, nothing too special there. But I've been using them in my planner and in my sketchbook. Super exciting. And so, I don't remember if I showed this in my last video. I don't think I did, because I don't think they were in there yet. But I've been using those markers at work and everything. I'll take my book to work and plan my chapters out. Just more rough thumbnails that I won't necessarily convert these to the paper if I don't need to, because I don't need to redraw it if I'm going to draw a finalized pencil version. But I'll make my chapter notes and just things I want to happen. Nothing crazy, but I've really liked using these markers lately. I don't know why. That's a new thing for me. I usually used to exclusively use pen when I was doing things like that, or just rough sketching and trying to just focus on gesture. But I've been using those markers, and it's been working out pretty good. Oh, here's some more pencil stuff. I don't know what's in here, so I'm kind of scared to flip, because sometimes there's like not safe for work images in here, but seems okay so far. Pencil sketches, more rough thumbnails. I don't know why I did these ones with pencil and not with the markers. Maybe I didn't have any with me. I don't know. Well, these are a little risque. Anyway, I think that's it so far. I've been out of the sketchbook this week because I've been working on actual drawings. Oh, here's something disturbing if you wanted to have some nightmares. Anyway, moving right along. I got a few more supplies. I feel like the first half is just markers and pens. Guess what? We got even more than that. So I bought some more Sharpie pen, the fine liner ones. I really love those to ink with if I'm not using my pen and ink, which this project that I'm working on right now, I have so many pages. I thought I was going to ink traditionally, and I really want to because I haven't done it in so long, but the sheer volume of pages and the time constraints that I've assigned myself, I don't think I'll be able to ink them in a timely fashion. It takes me a long time to ink something properly. At least maybe a few hours per page, and I don't have that kind of time. Did I show these in my last video? I don't know. Anyway, so I have a video about my old comic projects. Again, it's something people really haven't watched, but they don't care. There's no products mentioned in there, but I really loved inking, and I used to always exclusively ink either with a brush. It's kind of hard to tell in that one. These are old. These are really old, probably from 2010 to 2013. These are from 2009 or 2010, but as you can see, I was a perfectionist and I would redo these pages. But I would use my pen nibs and inks, and then I would use just India ink to fill in the blacks. And I would do ink wash too. I really do like how that looks. I was in high school when I made these, so they're not that great. Forgive me, but you get the idea. I'm just trying to show the amount of detail. So something like this would start out with some really rough looking pencils, and then the blacks I'd go in and try to flesh it all out a little bit more. And of course I have more pages than what I'm showing right here, but I feel like the dip pens, you're able to get a little more detail with them than you can with these felt tips. But when I'm in a time crunch and I just want to ink something, I'll just use these pens. So I have a couple of them, but I don't know. I thought I had way more. When I made my collection video, the very first one, it seemed like there were so many in that video, but now I can't find any of them anywhere. But I've got a handful. They're pretty old though, so I didn't know how long they would last. And I have, for chapter 1 of this project that I'm working on, I've already drawn over 100 comic pages. And I know the two little pens that I already had, this one, and maybe there's another one floating around somewhere. They're old, so they're not going to have enough ink in them to make it through these pages. So I just bought one more pack for now. And then, of course, I've got my stash of my pen and inks, which I don't know, I might use them, I might not, I don't know. I do have some brushes in here, too, that I used to use all the time to ink with the brush, but I kind of want to. I haven't in so long, but here's my little kit. It's ready to go. But I got Sharpie pens. I got Sharpie fine liner. These are honestly the worst ones. I used to only use these when I was in high school, but that was before they came out with this line. But they leave a little dot. You can see the stop and start with them a lot more readily. That little dot in between. Then this one does it a little, but it's not quite as bad. And also the line is thinner on the pen version. So I like to have both though, because if I just need a quick area, I can just scribble it out with this. And I also have taken to writing with these lately. So I got those. Then along that same line, super exciting, I got a brown one. I just bought one. You have to buy these ones individually if you want the brown, I think. Unless you can find a bulk pack. They probably have them on Amazon. I didn't look. I just got this one at Hobby Lobby when I was there. And for the same reason, I also just wanted to do some illustrations that I have, but I wanted a less harsh line than black, so I got brown. And I also bought these bad boys that I haven't purchased in so long. I haven't bought these since I was in high school. These are just the Sakura Micron pens, and this is just a multi-pack, but it's the Sepia, so the brown ink. Again, for the same reason that I got this. I got these the same day. I just wanted to compare which ones I like better, but I kind of liked that this was a variety pack and it had the the brush pen in it too. And then along the same lines, I bought the P.H. Martin's India ink in Sepia as well. It looks gross though. I don't know how I feel about that color, but I just wanted something less harsh than black because I want to color in some of my cover illustrations that I've done for my project. And I don't have that many yet, but there's just like a little, this is just that cutesy little chibi style. And I didn't clean these pencils up yet, but I don't even know if they're showing up. I can't see my screen. But if they are, then you get the idea. I wanted to ink them with the brown instead of black. This is actually on cardstock, since these are going to be more of a finished type of work. And I couldn't decide if I wanted to do ink wash on them or not, and I don't think that printer paper is going to hold up for that. So, next couple supplies. We're almost to the end. It's really not that exciting this time because I couldn't get all my big ticket items that I wanted, but I got some Post-it notes. I don't think those need explaining, but I'm just using them a lot in my project, so. And then next on the list, I bought 2 packs of 0.5mm lead refills, but the most important part of this is that they are B. I didn't know this for the longest time, and it's actually a little embarrassing, but here's a funny story. So I've been trying to pencil my comic pages, and I've got this collection of lead refills that I've accumulated over the years, because every time you buy those Pentel mechanical pencils, they give you a thing of lead, and other people have gifted me different leads, and I kept getting so frustrated because I would use up, you know, when you first use a pencil, this one my stepdad had given me a few years ago, and he gave me this other one too. I don't know, I really like them, but the lead in these pencils was a bit darker, and I used up all the lead in this one doing these final pencils for this first chapter, and I went to refill it, and then I started to draw, and it was so light on the paper, and I said, what the heck's going on? I can't see these lines. There's no point in me using this to finalize my pencil draft because I can't even freaking see what I'm doing. And I actually looked at these, and I have never noticed this before. I feel so stupid, but they actually have different grades of lead in these sets. So you've got, like, these are HB. This one's F. I'll never use that for anything. It's just way too light. I'll never use that. There's HB again, H. Mostly HBs, but I never noticed that they had different grades of lead in these refills. I never noticed that, and I'm so embarrassed. I mean, how long have I had these? And I was like, no wonder I've never used these up, because these aren't dark enough for me to finalize. When I do my rough sketch, I like a light layer, and I'll use my regular number 2 pencils, and maybe an H is the lightest I would go. And then, of course, HB. But I wanted something darker to be able to trace over the lines. I don't understand why they would put a darker lead in the pencil, but the refill that comes with the pencil is a lighter lead. That doesn't make any sense to me. So, anyway, I found the B, which seems to be the perfect in-between for me. Well, yeah, so I don't know if anyone else ever really noticed that, but I just thought it was funny, too. And then who the heck's putting F lead in a pencil? Who's buying that? Who wants F lead to write with? If you were just using that like a regular pencil, these aren't all artist pencils that I bought. I don't have a lot of the ones that I originally had purchased anymore because I've given them away. I like these heavier weight ones now, and I have just better versions of them. So I have probably 4 or 5 just mechanical pencils that I really enjoy, and those are the ones that I use. But I just thought it was so funny. Oh, here's the other one. This one's really heavy. I like it. It's a graphic gear, Pentel graphic gear. And I kind of alternate between 0.7 and 0.5. Those are the most common ones that I use. And then this one is a 1.3mm, just because I want it to be extra. But let's just see here. What is this? I don't even know what size. These are just generic ones that somebody gave me. But I mean, look how light this is. You'll never, at least I won't. I'll never use something this light. And I never, it's like, how many years have I used mechanical pencils? just casually. Those were just not artist grade pencils at all. And never noticed that the leads were different. Any day now. Okay. So yeah. You can kind of see. I don't know what's in this one. I think this is just HB. And then in this one I have that B lead, which I really like. But look how dark you can get that line. So if you're trying to fill in detail, then this one's just going to be darker because it's thicker. But this is the 1.3 millimeter. But for me to finalize my pencil lines, I needed something deeper. So the B is perfect. All these other ones are pretty much out. I might keep an HB, just the size of each HB, just because I have all those different sizes of pencils. But the rest of these gotta go, and I need to find someone to give them to, because I'm never going to use the light ones like that. It's just a waste for me. This H1, I'm not going to use that. It's too light. So that was my dumb moment of the weekend. Let's see. I'll leave 0.5 HP. I'm leaving my 1.3s. I only have a couple sets of those. Yeah, I used to leave the 30 piece, then get rid of these. So yeah, I learned that. I need to make sure these are all the 1.3. I don't know why I have so many refills for the 1.3. I don't use that pencil as much as that would lead you to believe. But yeah, that's that. Anyway, I thought that was funny. I never noticed that. So I've resolved that problem. And this is just some cheap brand. I don't know. $2.49 for each pack, but I got 4 of these B refills. Did I need 4? Probably not, but you know, I never want to run out. I don't know how I could possibly ever run out because I have just so much of everything, but that was that. That's the H. That's going to go. This is 0.5. I just need to make sure I have a 0.5 and a 0.7 and I'll be fine. Okay. The rest of those can be given away. This is one of my dreams one day. I need to form like an online art group, an artist group where we can just swap stuff back and forth, because there's a lot of times I get rid of things and I just give them to my family or people who casually, you know, like I give them to my nephews and my niece, and they don't do art. They don't care. They just kind of abuse and waste that stuff. I just don't like to throw things away if I'm not going to use it. I used to have more artist friends, and I really just haven't kept in contact with them much, and we used to just exchange supplies all the time if there was something nobody was using. But I'd rather give it to people who would actually be interested in it, or maybe who love that certain kind of lead, you know? I hate to just give them to be wasted just because I don't want to throw them out. But anyway, that's a whole other thing. I was thinking about that so much, especially with that colored pencil community. I'm like, how many pencils do I have that maybe I like them, I tolerate them, but they're not my favorite? And I could be swapping these around with somebody who really wanted this brand or something. You know what I mean? Or just anything like that. Somebody who's interested in what you've got. There's probably something already like that. I just need to actually be on social media. I don't have any right now. I'm just a little hermit. I go to work and I do my art, and that's it. So I got B lead. All that to say I got B lead. And then I also got my favorite item out of everything. It's just a debris brush. But I'm telling you, I've been drawing so many pages. I've been erasing a lot of things because I make a lot of mistakes. And there just gets to be dust everywhere, these little shavings, and they get all over the desk. And I got this little brush, and I told myself, I'm official now. You're not official until you get one of these brushes. So I've been using it every single day. No shame. Don't care. This was probably $7. I wish I would have got one a long time ago, but honestly, it could even be a little bit bigger. But it's okay. I like this. I've been using it constantly. That was my favorite purchase out of everything that I've got so far. And I am sad to report to all you people who like to see me buy stuff, that's the last item that I purchased. So that's the end of the haul, unless you want to count these headphones. My Bluetooth headphones died, so I had to get a new set. And these have come down in price a lot. It was only $30 now. When I first bought them, like 5 years ago, they were 60 or 70 bucks for a short battery life. I paid 30, and these have 40 hours. Very surprising, but that was a good purchase. Not art related, really. I mean, it is for me because that's the only time I'm really wearing them is when I'm doing art. So, But that's it for the haul portion. Then this last part, I just thought I would just show this big fat stack of pages. I can't believe how much I've drawn. I got a lot of inking cut out for me. This is why I kind of wanted to ink with those felt tip pens instead of inking by hand, because I seriously, this first chapter of the project I'm working on is 115 pages long. I never thought I would draw that much in such a short span of time. It really took me maybe 4 to 5 days to turn this out, but that's in between working. And I don't know how well any of them is going to show up on here, but let me see if I can bring the camera down a little bit. But I'm having a good old time, so I didn't ink anything yet. Some stuff's still a little unfinished. For me, it's finished enough to ink. And I started to just block in some of these panels, but I have done so much. I'm so proud of myself. This has been a very productive month so far, and I'm looking forward to publishing my webcomic. I'm going to be doing, I'll probably do, this is what I've been thinking, because I'm trying to get exposure. I'm not doing this with the intent of getting a contract with anybody or publishing necessarily, because to me, publishing online is enough publishing for me. But I really want to just skip ahead here. I don't want to give away my whole story. I want to publish in multiple avenues online. I like that online makes it available to everybody. And I have a full-time job, so I'm not looking to do this just to make money. I just want to tell a story. And I want to tell a lot of stories, actually. I've got quite a few. But I want to get readers. So my aim is just exposure. So I'm going to be posting on Webtoon, Tapas, and I was thinking about even modifying it for Instagram. You know how you can just slide through the posts of the pictures. You can put like a cluster. I would put maybe a cluster of them together and say, this is a little segment of the chapter, this is a segment of the chapter, this is a segment, so on, so on. So I have a bunch of different ways I want to do it. This is just kind of a funny project. It started out as a joke, and I've ended up just getting a little bit carried away with it. But you can see there's a lot of pencils. I'm not quite finished finalizing all my pencils on here, but I've been having a good time. And I'm just really impressed with the amount that I've done. And the hardest part is just, there's some pages, of course, that are just boring, obligatory pages, like your establishing shots that you have to do, and you have to fill in backgrounds on some things so you can tell where the heck they are. And of course, the bane of everyone's existence seems to be doing hands, and so that kind of stuff. I got this little teeny stack left to finish penciling, and then I can start inking it, and then I'll move on to chapter 2, which is all those thumbnails on the back of these pages. I'm not quite finished thumbnailing that whole chapter yet, but I imagine that chapter is probably going to be even longer. It's crazy to think about. The actual dialogue for the chapters is only maybe 10 to 13 text pages, and that's spacing in between and just breaking everything up. But drawing them out, especially if you're trying to do the Webtoon format, I don't stick to it 100% because I just can't for the life of me draw that many huge panels. And I mean, it's just crazy. If you see the way they format it, it's just one single panel at a time, and they're massive. That's crazy. Not every scene needs to be that big. I hate that. I'm more of that traditional full-page spread format. I should just exclusively do tapas, but Webtoon seems like it has a much bigger audience, and I just want an audience, that's all. I just want people to read the story, so I want to put it as many places as possible. So we'll see. But I've been trying to keep my panel counts low on these pages because I'm going to have to break everything up on the computer, and I don't want to waste paper either, so it all costs money. But yeah, that's what's been taking up all my time lately. Look how thick this is. It's like a little book in itself, and that's just chapter 1. So I'm pretty proud of that. And that's what I've been spending my time doing, and why there hasn't been any video. I've been trying to record the process. I really like doing that because I'm the type of person, I love to see someone's start to finish of their work. I like to see when they have that sketchbook and it's just a scribble, and then they redefine the scribble and make it into this, and then they do the rough pencils, and it's like, let's see, let me just see a rough pencil sketch on here. Like, I don't know, there's not too many left. Like this. Okay, so it's just scribbly, and then it goes to something more finished, and then you say, wow, they went from literally nothing to a whole finished page. That's my favorite part. I could watch those videos all day long, and I try to find them. There's not as many traditional ones out there. There's a couple comic book artists that have some, and they stream every week. I know that channel for David Finch, he does his like every week. I like to watch his sometimes, and of course he's way out of my league. Oh my god. But I love to see the process, and he'll have those just certain themes for the night, and they'll draw that. That's a fun channel to watch. But most people are doing them on the computer now. I have zero talent when it comes to digital art, and I think that's going to be the hardest part for me, is that I want to do the comic in color because people like the color comics, but I am not a digital colorist, so we'll see where that goes. But that's where I'm at with everything, and that was my haul, and that was my mini project preview, and this is my eraser brush. I just love it. It's great. And I hope everybody's been having a good time. Thanks for watching. I really had a surge in subscribers lately. Even just the past day, I have 5 new subscribers. I don't know. Some stuff's just growing on its own, and I'm really not doing a whole lot right now. So, but I hope if anybody's interested in webcomics that they'll check out my work once I get it published. My launch date officially is set for June 1st. And so far, I've been sticking to my schedule pretty well, so we'll see where it goes. But in the meantime, I do want to do some of those pinup and cover illustrations, and there's a couple unrelated drawings I just want to do just because. But we'll see. And then my haul, I'll have another haul sometime this month when I get a bigger paycheck. I'm trying to get a drawing tablet, and I'm just waiting to have enough money to do it, so. And it won't be anything crazy, but because I'm cheap. But I look forward to sharing it with everyone and seeing what I can come up with. Maybe I'll be able to record some speed paint videos. I guess that might be the easiest way to record myself drawing, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, because I can just do the screen record. I'm just not great at drawing on the computer. Maybe I'll just scan in my thumbnails and I'll just do it that way. That'd be a little closer to how I actually work, and I'll still have my original drawings as a guideline, but we'll see where it goes. I've been thinking about that, so I have to get a tablet first, though, but I really need to get over this terrible coloring learning curve. I'm not going to have no painterly style or anything with these pages. It's going to take way too much time. I was thinking just basic shading, like the anime cell shading style, where they just do flats and maybe some shadows and highlights and call it a day. And later on, if I ever find somebody that loves to color and would like to color this project, maybe we can go from there, and I can just pay that person to do it, because I don't like digital coloring. I like traditional. So, and I don't have time though to color all the pages traditionally. When you talk about a long time, that would take a long time. But anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. If you like drawing or comics or webcomics or anything like that, or maybe you just like to listen to me ramble, consider subscribing or watch some of those old videos. If you want to see the old comic projects, I'll try to put it up here in the little video card thing. I don't know how to do that. We'll see. If I can figure it out, I'll put it up there. It really has no attention. I guess people don't care, but if you want to get an idea of where I'm coming from and what I want to do, you can check that out. And I'll have some more stuff coming up soon once I pin some stuff down. My schedule's been a little weird lately. I have been working a night shift for the last 3.5 years, and I'm on days right now with this training program as a new nurse, so it's been a big struggle for me just sleeping at a regular hour and being able to be awake during the day when I'm used to sleeping. So that's been a huge challenge. Once I'm out of my training period, I will go back to night shift, but it's not going to be for another, I don't know, 3 to 4 months. So I've been struggling. So it's been something even to be able to draw and do these pages in the meantime. So I don't know how my video schedule is going to look. I had big plans for myself. I always do, but I think I planned a little bigger than what I'm realistically able to accomplish. So right now I'm just trying to focus on the art, focus on my training. I want to be a good nurse, obviously, and gonna go from there. But thanks for tuning in, and hopefully you go draw something. I think I'm gonna finish up these last couple pages that I have so I can start my inking process, and I'm excited to see that. So maybe I'll record one of those videos. It won't be that exciting though. I'm literally just going to be tracing lines, and I don't know how many blacks I'm going to add. I might add blacks digitally because I may not like how they look. So I don't know. We'll see. I get carried away when it comes to inking. It's my favorite part of the comic process because that's when you start seeing everything come together and it starts looking official. Oh, I guess maybe there's 2 more things I can put in my haul, I guess, if anybody cares. I did go to the comic shop recently, and before we head out, 3 bonus items that I spent money on. This wasn't at the comic shop, but I got it at Barnes & Noble. I like manga and anime style art, if you haven't noticed, but this is Saint Young Men. I'd heard of it, but I'd never read it, and I've just been cracking up. It's about Jesus and Buddha, and they come down to Earth to take a vacation, and they're just hanging out in Japan. They got an apartment together. Really funny. I like it. There's a bunch of them, but I only got number 1 because it's expensive. Expensive. I haven't bought manga in so long. It felt good to buy that. And then at the comic book store, I got Keanu Reeves' comic, volume 1 of Berserker. I just love that they put him in the comic. I mean, I think it's great. Very violent if you're into that sort of thing, but I do like the art. And I thought it was funny that he had a Kickstarter. Come on, man, you got money. What the heck you had to do a Kickstarter for to do your project? But loving that. This one I haven't read yet, but I'm super excited to. It is called The Nice House on the Lake. It's a DC label comic. Kind of a dark horror type of thing, but the art in it, I really like the art. It's different. And it sets a mood. And there's one illustration in here. I really just... This right here. This was haunting. I couldn't look away from it. This made me buy the book. Don't know anything about the series. I'm just starting it. They had issue 7 there too, but I didn't want to get too carried away because this was already about 20 bucks. So I spent quite a bit of money getting inspiration. But I'll let everyone know what I think. The guy at the counter said it was great, so I'm excited. I'm that person that goes to the comic shop, and I don't like to buy the Marvel and DC comic book ones necessarily. I'm tired of those recycled stories. So I like to look for stuff that I don't really know about or nobody talks about. So that's me. If you ever look at me getting a comic book haul, there's probably going to be something that nobody ever heard of. Or some really crap artwork one that I just wanted to redraw or laugh at. So that's my haul from the comic book shop. Hope everybody has a good day. Thanks for listening to me. Go draw something, and I'll see you next time.